In a quiet town of Austria, a young boy named Adolf Hitler spent his days sketching buildings and imagining a bright future. He wasn't like other children. He dreamed of becoming a famous artist. His notebooks were filled with drawings, and he believed one day his art would be admired by the world. But life around him wasn't peaceful. His father was strict and often pushed him toward a different path. Adolf resisted, holding tightly to his dream. Then, tragedy struck. He lost both of his parents at a young age. Alone and struggling, his life began to drift away from the hopeful path he once imagined. As a teenager, Adolf moved to Vienna, chasing his dream of becoming an artist. He applied to an art academy, but was rejected. He tried again, and failed again. This was the turning point.
With no money, no success, and no support, he began living in poverty, sleeping in shelters and struggling to survive. The city that once symbolized hope now became a place of frustration and disappointment. Slowly, his mindset began to change. His failures turned into anger. His dreams turned into bitterness. Then came World War I. Adolf joined the army, hoping to find purpose. On the battlefield, he witnessed destruction, fear, and death. War hardened him. It gave him discipline, but also deep emotional scars. When Germany lost the war, Adolf was devastated. He believed the country had been humiliated. Instead of moving forward, he held on to anger and began searching for someone to blame. This moment changed his path forever.
After the war, Adolf entered politics in Germany. He discovered something powerful: his voice. Through emotional and intense speeches, he began attracting followers. People who were struggling, angry, and desperate for change started listening to him. Step by step, he gained influence. Year by year, his power grew. In 1933, Adolf Hitler became the leader of Germany. But instead of bringing unity and peace, his leadership was driven by extreme and dangerous ideas. He controlled the country.
In 1939, his decisions led to World War II. What followed was one of the most devastating periods in human history. Cities were destroyed. Millions of lives were lost. Families were torn apart. Entire nations were pulled into war. The world was no longer safe. This was not just a war. It was a global tragedy that showed how powerful leadership, when misused, can bring unimaginable destruction. As the war continued, Germany began to lose. Enemy forces closed in. Cities were reduced to ruins. The power Adolf once held started slipping away. In 1945, as defeat became certain, Adolf Hitler retreated into hiding. Soon after, his life came to an end. The man who once dreamed of becoming an artist had led one of the darkest chapters in history.